In episode 2, Joel, Tess, and Ellie make their way through the abandoned city as they try to find the rendezvous point with the Fireflies to trade Ellie and get their supplies in return. After the night before discovering Ellie's old bite, they probe her questions, trying to figure out when she got bit and all of these other little things about her, and continue not to really trust her, even if they need her for their trade. As they continue traversing through the city, exchanging a little banter here and there, they make it to a hotel which has been flooded and go through it, eventually leading outside and then into another, sort of room that's been blocked off by destroyed chunks of building, some debris. And Tess climbs up from the hole that's left there to try and unlock a door that's their only way out other than the hole. While they wait, Ellie asks Joel some personal questions alongside questions about Tess, and Joel only asks the bare minimum as he doesn't really want to talk about his past and everything around that. Before things get, awkward and silent, Tess is able to get through and unlock the door, and they eventually continue their way, making it to a Boston museum, which, has all this Revolutionary War stuff, and they try to make their way through there to sort of find a vantage point and look out for any infected and the rendezvous point. With this, they notice a bunch of spores and cordyceps all around the building, which seems dried out enough, as it's clearly been there out in the sun. And after continuing to travel a bit more through the museum, they start hearing clicks and clacks, which come from one of the further infected. And Joel, of course, tries to keep them quiet, using sign language to sort of tell Ellie that it can't see them, but it can hear them. Of course, they eventually and accidentally give away their location to the clicker, and they have no choice but to run away from it and try and shoot it. They get split up a little bit, but Joel is able to kill one of the clickers, return to Ellie, kill another one, and before being attacked by a third one, Tess comes in to the rescue and takes it out with Joel's help. After that, they exit the museum and continue their way, and eventually find an armored truck that's left behind that seems to be in good condition compared to all the other cars out and about in the city. Joel finds it empty, but also with some blood on it, and Ellie spots some trails of blood leading to inside a big building, and they all go inside to find some military style equipment left around, and then of course some bodies which have been kind of clawed up and then some shot, as they clearly got infected by some infected. And they start to hear the sounds and running of other infected coming toward the building after the cordyceps in the area seem to have sent a signal, which is explained earlier, and they're now all coming to them. With some talking and confusion, Ellie reveals to Joel through some of her own deduction that Tess has been bitten, and after a bit of hesitation, Tess reveals a bite mark on her shoulder, much to Joel's dismay. She tells them that they should go and that she'll spared them some time and end up sacrificing herself. And Joel decides to not hesitate with this and takes Ellie with him, even though she doesn't want to leave her. She then knocks over some barrels that were there that were full of oil or something flammable. And there's also some grenades and some military bags that also roll onto the floor with the oil. And then she grabs a lighter and starts trying to get a flame out. Not really working, just as the infected are breaking through the doors. And just as they do, they're marching through, and only one of them really notices her. And as she's trying to flick it, the infected tries to get her and sort of kisses her, but sort of not really, trying to spread the sort of infected cordyceps tendrils. It's easier to show than explain in words, at least for me. But despite this, Tess is finally able to get a flame out with her lighter, drops the lighter into the oil, and then just as Joel and Ellie are running out, the building explodes and a bunch of flaming infected run out. Of course, after that, they keep moving on, and it ends on a shot of Ellie just standing for a moment, taking in Tess's sacrifice. I think this was another really good episode, just like last episode. The visuals were still pretty good, as well as the acting. It was pretty cool finally seeing the infected in a more creepy and fully taken over state by the cordyceps. And there was some good character moments. They did a decent job with Tessa's sacrifice, even though it definitely kind of feels early, even with the first episode being over an hour long, and this one being 50 minutes. Though I'm sure there's still a lot to do with this first season. I'm not sure how many episodes are being made and will be, made in total, but I definitely think they're gonna do pretty great. I hope they continue to do really great with this season, and I'm excited to see what's next for the story. I am also gonna give episode 2 an 8 out of 10. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review for The Last of Us, and I hope you stayed tuned for more. Other than that, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.